What's good, R&B squad? This is Heart of Ruth. I trust that this message meets you guys in good spirits. If you're new here, we don't believe that you're here by accident. Welcome. We're happy to have you, and Jesus is even happier. I have a word for someone, and before you listen for whoever this is for, please make sure that you have a heart to accept correction, okay? This is going to be a word that includes correction. I had a dream, and in the dream there was a young man and a young woman. The young woman and the young man were just getting to know each other. It appeared as though they were preparing to attend some type of dance or a ball together. And they were getting close pretty quickly. And sometimes in these dreams, the Lord will allow me to feel what these people are feeling or to know what they are thinking. So at one point, the young lady, she starts thinking in her private thoughts about her kingdom spouse. And it's as if she knew that this young man, whom she was currently entertaining, was not her kingdom spouse. So she thought about her kingdom spouse and she goes, well, what about him? And then almost as soon as she thinks that thought, she brushes it out of her mind and she focuses all of her attention on this young man who's right in front of her, because for some reason, her kingdom spouse wasn't able to attend this ball with her. And so she decided to go with this young man. And then at another point, she starts embracing this young man. He's hugging her, she's hugging him, and she says to him, I really like you. I really like you a lot. And he says to her, I'm glad to hear this because I really like you a lot as well. And there was emphasis on the fact that this man was a good man. This man whom she was entertaining, who wasn't her kingdom spouse, this man was a good man. He was kind, he was charming, all of these things. He was a gentleman, he treated her like a lady, but he was not her kingdom spouse. Okay, her kingdom spouse was very clearly somebody else that she thought of only briefly while being with this person. And then I woke up out of the dream. And the Lord took me to two scriptures. They are both from the Song of Solomon. Yes, I know he uses the Song of Solomon a lot when he provides these words for me, but he's doing it because he's preparing you guys for marital bliss, okay? So he took me to Song of Solomon chapter 2, verse 9. And that reads, My beloved is like a gazelle or a young stag. Behold, there he stands behind our wall, gazing through the windows, looking through the lattice. And then he took me to Song of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1, and that reads, How beautiful your sandaled feet, O princess daughter. Your graceful legs are like jewels, the work of an artist's hands. And the Lord said to me, before he said this to me, I forgot to add this part. Before he even spoke to me on all of this, and before I even had the dream, as I was falling asleep, the Lord reminded me of my own kingdom spouse. And he said to me, just remember that this man is loyal. Just remember that he's very loyal to you. He's very faithful to you. Remember that this is my son. And because he's my son, he has kingly qualities. And the Lord said this to me, and I was like, okay, thank you for the reminder. But I wasn't sure why he was saying this to me. But then he elaborated on the fact that the message wasn't just for me. That part of the message where he was reminding me of my kingdom spouse's loyalty and faithfulness and of his good qualities, that part of the message wasn't just for me. It was also for some of you that this message is going to apply to. Okay? So basically, he's saying to be mindful of the fact that your kingdom spouse is a specific person. Yes, you have options, but those options are not God's choice. There's a big difference between options and God's choice. Now, some of these options may not necessarily be bad people. Not all counterfeits are bad people. Some of them are actually good choices. Some of them are actually good people, like this young man in the dream. He was a good person. He was treating her like a princess, okay? He was doing everything right. But the fact of the matter is, and she even liked him, and he liked her. But the fact of the matter is, he was not her choice. And God reminded her of that while she was getting closer to this young man. He made sure to remind her that, hey, that's not who I spoke to you about. And the Lord put emphasis on that your kingdom spouse is a specific person, a particular person that he chose for you. So even though you have options, and some of these options may be good, they're not his choice. They're never going to work out like his choice, okay? And he said to me, make sure to tell these people who this message is for not to settle. For some of you, your kingdom spouse is separated from you right now. You guys are in a period of separation. And because of that, you're beginning to think, maybe you haven't fully entertained the thought as yet. You haven't fully entertained it. But the thought is in the back of your mind that, you know something? I have options. What if I decide not to wait for this person? Then what? I have these other options, and these other options are good people. They're good options. So is God going to bless this? And God is saying, while you do have free will, he is recommending that you do not settle. Okay? And he took me to, let me see if I can find the scripture, Proverbs chapter 19, verse 20. And it reads, listen to counsel, receive instruction, and accept correction, that you may be wise in the time to come. So basically, he's saying to someone, do not settle. Even though you have other options and they may seem more readily available to you at this time because you're in separation from your kingdom spouse. And for some of you, if you haven't yet met your kingdom spouse and you have all of these options, you have like a buffet of options, more or less. The Lord is saying, wait for the one that he chose for you, because that is the best choice. He's saying to somebody, this person that he's chosen for you has an attitude of servitude. Okay? They're coming with an attitude to serve. So whether this is a male, you're a female waiting for your kingdom spouse and they're male, or you're a male and you're waiting for your female kingdom spouse, this person has humility. This person is noble. This person has all of the qualities and all of the right ingredients to be the perfect match for you. And if you lean to your own understanding and you walk in the ways of your flesh and you choose from your own understanding, it's never going to work out as excellently as it would if you wait for the Lord's choice. All right? So for whoever that is for, I really hope that you pay attention. I really hope that you listen to the Lord's instructions. If you're already entertaining someone who is not your kingdom spouse and you know it, the Lord has told you that's not the one, please let them go. Because all you're going to do is complicate things when the Lord either brings your kingdom spouse into the picture or when he brings your kingdom spouse back from separation. Okay? I hope this word blessed someone. I will be back with another word as soon as the Lord releases me. Take care.